Hello, people. Hello, for the people that are already here, can you hear me? If yes, just type something so I can know. Or if it's too noisy, just give some feedback because I don't know. So I don't know if people can hear me or not. So if you could be awesome. Okay. So I can see now. Replied. Great. How do you feel? We're just gonna give a couple more minutes for people to join, and at 0.5 we start. So we're gonna start. I'm just gonna set up the presentation. So welcome guys to the consultancy space for business development. I'm gonna just tell you very briefly how is the current state of. I'm gonna talk about the partners. I'm going to tell you what are the main challenges and the main strengths of the area for the moment. And then in the end, I'm going to answer to your questions. So if you just have questions, you can just quickly go and type it. I cannot see them right now, but once I do, I will reply them, all of them. So don't worry. Starting off with the current partners. These are the partners that we have in AIESEC in Portugal. I'm gonna just briefly explain you how the partnership works for all of them. So the first partner is Procter and Gamble. I'm just gonna see if you can hear me. So just a second. Okay, there are no comments. So yeah, so we have Procter and Gamble. So this partnership comes mainly from an alumni that is managing it, and it's mainly for employer branding purposes. So they really like AIESEC talent and mainly national talent because office. So they only have sales representatives mainly and marketing. So they need people from Portugal. That is why they want to be present in conferences or to have to deliver trainings to our IGET. Then when it comes to the second partner is Caixa Geral de Depósitos. Sorry for the internationals, but it's a Portuguese name. It's our one of the main national banks from Portugal. So this partnership also brand activation. So they support pretty much almost every student organization, and they also like to be involved in some of our engagement with AIESEC events, and also through this partnership we have customized service when it comes to our banking system. So all the national accounts or most of the national accounts when it comes to to MC and LCs, they are from this bank. Then the third partner is Jerónimo Martins. Jerónimo Martins is a group that mostly has operations in the retail sector, and they are very involved in our leadership tournament. So they are one of the main partners for 3 years in a row of leadership tournament. The partnership for the moment is still only these, but we are checking ways to upscale this partnership. Then we have Microsoft. Microsoft, the partnership is divided in two parts. The first part is that they are sponsoring one of our IGV projects. So they are sponsoring it and they are providing the EPs with the tools for them to manage the project. And then the second part is for a social media campaign when it comes to promoting the Office 365 that is for free for students. Yeah, it's part of their strategy to have these alliances, and they are engaged with us, and we are promoting that to our to people that subscribe on Expa and also to in our Facebook. Then we have BCSD. This is a more institutional partnership, so they are a board that help companies when it comes to working with the CSR, corporate social responsibility. And pretty much they are helping. They are as they are working closely with the global goals. We are partnering with them, so we can have also initiatives that can be attractive for businesses in Portugal, so we can leverage and increase our funding part. Then we have IPJ, that is Instituto Português de Desporto e da Juventude, so it's a governmental partnership. They sponsor all the NGOs and all the student organizations, so we can apply for funds, subscribe to their list so we can have some special benefits for being part of this network. Then we have Allianz Global Systems. This is one of our newest partners. This summer, they are sponsoring 5 people to go on OGV. So partnership is based on this. For the moment, we are piloting, and we are expecting to have success and then upscale it. And then the final partner that we have is Korn Ferry Hay Group. So they are a consultant management company, and they are involved in our education cycle when it comes to leadership and team management trainings. And also sometimes they take part in the MCP elections assessment to provide a more external perspective. Moving on to the current state of the area, present you and try to explain, in my opinion, why I consider these. So the first one is that we have a new portfolio this year. So when I started off the 3 to 4 products in the BD portfolio, right now we have around 8 to 9. So this gives a lot more to the way we can partner with companies. That's why I consider it a strength. Then the second is that clearly BD this year is focused on exchange partnerships. So up until previous years, contributing to zero exchange of the entity. For this year, if we close the contracts that we have right now, we already have 25 exchanges coming directly from BD. Then the national structure is also a strength, but I would stress out that it's only the structure, not the way it's how I'm managing and working with my NSTs is giving a lot more of reach. I changed from focusing only in Lisbon, but also focusing in Porto and Lisbon. And also I'm now putting people to actually support on these exchange focus that is coming to have someone doing more account management products. And then finally, I would say innovation products because the portfolio was that when I started was the same as previous years, and the products were also exactly the same in the way that the market was demanding. So it was also a process that I had during the first months of the term that I had to drive a lot of innovation. Innovation that I would say is the leadership tournament that has a very ambitious new framework that right now we cannot do it because we don't have the budget to implement it fully, but I would advise you to look up on Knowledge Hub. Is designed to evolve in case you are curious that I'm talking. Then when it comes to main challenges, the first one is the sales intensity. Firstly, because I'm only one person full-time, and because the engagement of my NSTs was not the best during the first part of the term. So there is we are lacking sales intensity, and that reflects on the underachievement of the goals for the first. Then the market penetration that we have, meaning that if we had more partners, it would be good for showcasing and for us to actually have an attraction, a better attraction strategy for other partners. But as we don't have for the moment, we just have to kind of work our way in through warm contacts to start generating and start building this reputation, make services. Then the conversion rate from meeting to contracts. So we have been having some meetings, quite a lot actually. But then when it comes to converting them to contracts, it's a bottleneck, a challenge. however you want to call it. And then also one of the things that is a challenge, is not a weakness, but it's a threat, is the company's mindset that they are still recovering from the financial crisis. In Portugal, we still have some of the effects, and also we have a lot of familiar companies. So the business model is a lot on family based. It was a family that created, so they are not that open to international people and so on. So with these, companies are still not quite there when it comes to actually investing in attracting talent. So the investment, the budget that they have for investment in these kind of initiatives is not that big, which prevents us from actually having the opportunity to expand our partners' portfolio. So this is what I would say. Now I have your questions. Stop sharing the screen, and you are good to go. Okay, so Glauc has a question. How are the partnerships divided? How many of them are in kind and how many are in cash? Okay, so when it comes to financial partners, let's call it that, the ones that actually pay, we have Procter and Gamble, Caixa Geral de Depósitos, the National Bank, Teams, Microsoft, and Allianz. Then the ones that are in kind, and by in kind, I think you mean providers not with the money, but with the service. Have also Microsoft, Procter and Gamble as well, like I said, BCSD for sure, and is purely in kind. And BCSD is also purely in kind. Okay, so no, actually most of them are financial. I will try to repeat it slower because internet here is very bad. So we have Procter and Gamble, Caixa Geral de Depósitos, the National Bank, Jerónimo Martins, Microsoft, and Allianz Global Assistance. The remaining of them are in kind. Do you have more questions? Okay, so Glock has a question. I will just read it. How BD is working in order to grant partners to boost the operational results like cheaper travel tickets, etc., in order to make product package viable for all the entities. Okay, so for the moment, that is part of the exchange focus that I was referring. What is happening, for instance, for the shipper travel tickets, we are having issues when it comes to clients replying us. We are trying it. It's actually one of the priorities, but we still don't have anything. We are willing to expand the assist card partnership for insurances that is being closed internationally. Actually have access to shipper insurances for our OGV and or OGX in general exchange participants that can do it through us. Then, like for directly product packaging, this is it. Then for IGV, we are focusing for city halls for them to work with them locally, so they can decrease the costs when it comes to accommodation and transportation, and yeah, try to also have the meals, the costs reduced. And then from the national side, to boost operational results, we are mainly going for alliances more macro. For instance, with the Ministry of Education, so we can have letters for the schools, so we can that way boost the IGV results. And then for the AIESEC visa, so we can boost the incoming, but mainly the IGT results. Could you understand everything, Glauco, or did the sound fail and you want me to repeat something? Well, Glauco said he could understand, but he has more questions and he's waiting for others. Whenever the others feel like asking questions, they can. Okay. Do you think, Karina has a question. Do you think the current national partners, besides the one that always, besides the ones that already offered, have the potential, are interested to give exchange aid? So they are very focused on Portuguese speakers, and for them, they are not that interested in terms of them having an international experience or something. Just prefer to hire someone that has the skills that they require, that is more having a more kind of a commercial profile. and not so much to have someone with um, exchange experience. Then when it comes to the national bank, I'm trying to expand that, especially for trying to see the possibility of them having special offers for people um, that come here and they need to open the bank account and so on, for them to have a special benefits, but also given their mindsets, they don't see still the value of having someone that goes on exchange and then come back. For Jerónimo Martins, it's actually that I'm trying already, because they are expanding to Colombia and Poland, or they are already there, but they are still in the growing process. And sometimes they need to attract that talent. So I'm trying to have them as sponsors for OGE and OGT. OGV not so much, because they are not our entity partners. So I mean Poland is, but Colombia no. I'm talking more about Colombia with them because it's the more emergent target of them. So I'm trying to see if they can sponsor that. But yeah, there's the potential, but there's nothing guaranteed so far. Already giving for IGV. So, and it's also the first year that we have the partnership. So for the next year, it's something that can be brought up in the conversation. And then Allianz, they are already. And Karina said, but here it comes OGE. Yes, I totally agree. It was brought by me during the meetings, during the conversations. But yeah, they still don't see the value. It's something that needs to be insisted on. I hope I answered your question. If not, then you can just ask for further clarification. Let me just see, and then I will go to the next question.
Não, não vai. Vai ser assim à chuva, João. Vai ser assim à chuva. Se vocês em casa acabar, não, não falta muito isso. Se fosse 15 minutinhos, algo assim, calma outra vez.
Okay, so when it comes to Glauc question, are used to set partnerships and what AIESEC in Portugal usually offers to companies. Okay, so the criteria that we have, I wish they were more strict, but yeah, like as I see these more of a long term. That is for them to actually be contributing for exchange for us to actually consider them partners. Because right now what happens is that due to financial pressure, we kind of have to it's not to go with the flow, but we are pressured to have, we kind of don't have with how I see it in the long term is definitely being based on the exchange criteria. What we usually offer to them, it depends on the product, of course. So we have the basic engagement with AIESEC service that is like they are there, they have all the marketing side of it, they are present there, they have access to CVs if we ask for the students. But in general, for the partners, I would say this rather than going for products, they just pretty much have brand activation. So they are exposed to our stakeholders that have interaction with our digital ecosystem. and we also sometimes we do email marketing for our internal network. Did it clarify, Glauco? Perfect. Okay, so Glauco has another question. Which are the biggest evolution points in terms of partnership from the past term to your term, and what do you expect in terms of partnership evolution for the next year? The biggest evolution from my side is, I mean, do you want it to go partnership by partnership or in general? Is the thing that I told you, that is regarding the being actually more exchange. Because like I said, in the past, there was not the tradition of BD actually contributing for the impact that we have to have as an organization. So what was happening is that the BD was highly focused on just purely generating money, but there was a lot of times it was just empty partnerships because to what we do as an organization. So this is actually, this was the biggest evolution. See this being evolved for simple is just to have like upscaling this kind of, and also trying to diversify for more of these partnerships, because like I said, I can maybe contribute 25 this year, but this is still is a baby step. We can do much more because it's 25 with 3 different products. We still have 3 more to explore. So yeah, there's definitely the this upscaling opportunity for the next year. Answer the question. Okay. In the meantime, I'm going for the next question. In case it doesn't answer, Glauco, you can just post and then I will go back at you. Karina has a question. What are the main needs of business environment from Portugal and how AIESEC could help them and take advantage to increase exchanges? Okay, so main needs from business environment is that we are see small and medium enterprises go. So there's definitely the need for some external mindset for these kind of companies. The thing is that they are still we are still kind of restrained when it comes to some parts of the world that we can bring people regarding the visa. That is why we cannot keep up with the demand from this kind of opportunities. So definitely we need to try to get this solved so we can increase our exchanges. Then there's also the other part of it that is the strong entrepreneurial that is happening. So last November we had Web Summit. We're gonna have Web Summit again, and these lot of external and foreigner investment to the country. So there are a lot of startups that will soon be in need for some specific talent that they don't have, and we as we can bring some talent that will help the startups that on the they some expertise on in a short period of time, so we can be a great supplier for this kind of talent. What we need to do is that we need to know how to market these solution that we have for them, so that they can get to know that. So I would say that these are the main two needs. Then there's the other part of it, that is the national talent that the companies still need. And it comes mainly from the engagement with AIESEC events that we need to keep doing, but also rethink on how we can do it, so we can actually have the conversion for our engagement no, our developed products, that is the exchange products. Was this what you were expecting? You're welcome. Any more questions? Okay, another question. During your term, you had meetings with universities to make sure that expansions could open, right? If so, how did you deal with expansions that were open like Faro, but all of a sudden were closed, and that were stressed of externals regarding AIESEC? So yes and no. I had a meeting in Evra with Dai, and it was mostly because she needed support, as it was the first time she was doing selling AIESEC to someone that was not a student. So I just went there as a person with knowledge when it comes to talking to a different kind of stakeholder. So as I was not directly involved in that. So when it comes to this kind of stakeholders management, is in this specific context, is better for you to ask Dai during the TM and LCD consultancy space, because I was just there like helping out basically. Are there any? Oh, Okay. Oh, I see. So BD doesn't take care of universities management. Focus on companies. I mean, no, do that because we have someone that is focused um, on that as a GD. For me, it's not just focused on companies. I also have government. I also have youth alliances, but this is also shared with B2C. I have other, yeah, basically I have everything that you consider that can be an institutional partner also comes through me, but universities specifically, no. You're welcome. More questions?
Não, testa a sessão, minha atenção. Sim, é mesmo irritante, eu tenho um trauma com isso.
Mas pode alterar.
Ai,
Pode alterar, eu vou alterar os sons por acaso. Ok?
sim. Eu estou a fazer as perguntas para ti, por isso acho que fazes bem.
Estás a dizer agora?
Estou. Olha, mas eu já tenho as minhas perguntas prontas há muito tempo. O Tiago é que demorou.
Não, é verdade. E o Tiago esqueci de mandar a mim.
E mesmo assim ele mandou-me.
Cúmplice.
Sim, ele. Pois ele estava.
Okay.
Tipo,
So,
estava à espera, não sei.
There are not more questions. I will give like 2 more minutes until 45. In case there aren't, I will close the space. And yeah, in case you need, you can just get in touch with me. My email is in the application package. Just drop me an email and I will try to answer as fast as possible. But I will give a couple more minutes in case someone is shy and would like to have this last shot of asking questions.
Tens poucos elementos para usar?
Okay, we have another question. Do you see a potential of a partner in Erasmus? Yes, I do see. I had a meeting with them 1 week and a half ago or something, and we are seeing how we can leverage on this because it for sure can help us with the funds. We are already accredited as entity. At least 60% of our LCs, meaning that we can apply to be coordinators of projects, which means that we can receive the funding for incoming IGV. And we also are accredited for sending and receiving entities, meaning that we can also be involved in a project that has the funding abroad and we can send people that will have this. So for sure I see the potential. We have the information, we just need to see what makes sense for us to apply now, so we can capitalize on this opportunity.
Quantas inscrições você lançou logo diretamente de entrevistas? E se calhar fazemos diretamente. Espero que não tenhas que chegar o 5. Sim. Agora tinha sido mais fácil. Você tem que pertencer. Não sei até que ponto isso se é feito só em inglês, não é português. Há uma boa parte do texto é matemática. Não vai ser só limitado a redes sociais, só não faço.
So I will give again the last shot in case you're welcome. In case there are no further questions, I will close the space. Again, you have my email. It's businessdevelopment@aisec.pt. Also, you have my Facebook. In the applicants group, I'm there. I post things almost every day. Just drop me a message and I will try to answer as soon as possible. And useful for you guys. I hope you got the chance to get to know how BD looks like, how things are going, and have a good day. See you tomorrow.